This idea of going to the cinema at night, not paying money but watching art. So what we try to do at the Berlinale Film Festival, I'm working together with Angelika, is I'm running the short film competition. Means I select about 25. Every year actually it gets one less, but they get longer. So the same, but up to 30 films or 33, depends how long they are. I built up to 5 programs, and these are, most of the films are world premieres or international premieres. And because of the selling and because of everyone wants to be the first, I insist on the first moment at the Berlinale Film Festival, and to bring people together there to see these films for the first time, and to have the chance to be the first to buy these films, to distribute, to be the first ones to distribute these films, and to put them into the circle of their lives. So I also insist, because we have the forum expanded, and they expand the cinema in several ways during the festival, so I insist on the black box on the cinema. And we try to do the best screening and to optimize for the filmmaker to have a very good screening. And there's no video market or digitized possibility at the moment for the industry to see the films but the black box. So you have to, as you said in the video loop, you have to sit down in the cinema and to watch the films, not online but in the seat. And I really like that, because we are always speaking about cinema and white cube and black box and so on and so on. But then when you go to the festival, you usually see your colleagues sitting in front of the monitors and to go through the films, to watch what they need, you know, all this kind of very fast moment. And I just want to have this possibility to say, okay, it's a big festival, you have to take your decision what you watch. So if you watch the shorts, you watch, as you watch a foreign film, you sit down and you see it. You can walk out, you can come back when there is a break. And well, this is to emphasize on the image itself, because there is a certain moment that we're all looking for, but we can't talk so much about. That is what an artwork does to you. And because there is something that it does, and that makes the whole industry running, and makes us all running behind it, because there is so much in there. I'm looking, and that is when I first started in the festival as a presenter and carer for the cinema. I'm presenting these filmmakers, and I want to give them the opportunity to talk about their artwork, because there is something they can talk about, there is something to think about. And this is not only in the cinema that we are talking about the films and arts and the history or what like influenced them, but there are several other events that we go together with Forum Expanded or with the Talent Campus or with other people. And then I really like to take the work itself, the films itself, and play with it. Like to stop, to go for single moments, to say, hey, just to work again, and to make it more visceral. So that is actually, because for me, as a filmmaker also, cinema has a very visceral and corporal body, and I like to touch it. So that is what we are trying to do.
I find that very interesting what you're saying, because there's always this discussion also, is it film or is it art, and I see no difference between it if it's not mainstream. For me, film is art as another object which can be in a gallery or so. And we, for example, with Forum Expanded, the first years we went really active into gallery spaces and museum places, to make a signal that there's a shift, that film can be screened in the cinema, but also in other spaces. And now it's really interesting that we find out that more and more artists are also interested to go back to the cinema. But on the other hand, there's this question, and that's very interesting with the work of Graham Hopkins, to find, also when you were working, to find, not to see it as a separation, but as two places which can work pretty fine together. And you have the possibility to use it both. You can show your film as a single screen version, and you can also show it as an installation work, and you can also make like different versions of it. And a lot of artists are going to do that now, and I think that's pretty good.
But I think there's obviously a difference between video art and film. If you say that you stop the film and you want to discuss about different points and then you go further, I think most of my artists would kill me if I would stop the video work, for example. But you're right, it's good that we have different places where we can show work, film, or video art. And there is a front which is going smaller and smaller, but I think there's still a difference, and it's also different in the market. We can't forget the market for the artists. The film market is totally different than the art market. It's good to see video works and moving image works on festivals and events and all this stuff, but the artists can't live of this. They need the art markets to sell their works, really, to get enough money to produce the next work. Yeah.
So just to make all of clear that I also don't want to be killed. So I put it, I say, okay, now we talk about the film. You know, no, it's not the screening, it's the screening, and then there are several panels.
Okay.
And events, and then I take the body in.
I just wanted to go on from what you were saying, Olaf, about the market. And yeah, Dwayne is, I think, very keen that the artworks that he makes, if someone wants to take them or someone wants to buy them or whatever, they wouldn't be available online, and there would be in editions of 5. And, you know, which is another reason why I have to keep, I mentioned before about keeping the film contracts and so on, and the contracts for the artworks very separate, and the funding is also separate. So I raise money for the feature film and money for the art projects, even though we may be gathering material at the same time. It's all very separate because of that exact reason. And it may be that you know, we own all of Sunday, and in the future, if someone wants to buy it, it's a separate thing from the short film field, and likewise with Bypass the New Feature, Rapture, the installation will be separate, and Dwayne would, you know, look to do them in a series of 5+1.